So Adam Cole is a done deal, folks. Let's be honest. Done deal. Now I want to shift gears to not my favorite Khan in professional wrestling, very quickly becoming my least favorite Khan in professional wrestling, Nick Khan. This guy is a moneymaker. He doesn't even know anything about wrestling, and he's going to be the face of the company when Vince dies, it looks like, in terms of financials. He's doing an interview. He just did an interview, and if you heard this guy talk, you know he knows jack shit about pro wrestling, and he knows jack shit about sports entertainment, but he thinks he does, and they think he does too because he's running a profit. They had a great weekend. WWE had a great weekend. They had Becky Lynch come back. They had Brock Lesnar come back. They took a little bit of the thunder away from CM Punk, but it was CM Punk's weekend now. I don't care how many people watched it. The change that happened in professional wrestling, everyone's going to look back at this weekend. What moment do you think they're going to remember? And that's the problem. WWE thinks that Becky Lynch coming back and squashing Bianca Belair, that's going to be memorable. Yeah, you guys did that. But Brock Lesnar coming back, no one's going to really remember that years to come. CM Punk's return is going to be a moment everyone remembers forever. It's just that simple. And Nick Khan seemingly has bought into the idea that WWE can make bigger than life superstars on their television. They're trying to think outside the box. They're trying to make it basically like movies. And at the end of the day, that's what Vince has wanted to do the entire time. That's why he's hated the professional wrestling world. So it seems like the direction of NXT, at least, which means the direction of future will WWE, maybe that already is what it is that it's going to be more about structured, overproduced, written TV shows. They're trying to put together a TV show. They're trying to get these amazing actors or these amazing athletes and turn them into really great actors. Some of them can't act their way out of a wet paper bag, and meanwhile can't connect with the audience. Baron Corbin. I mean, Baron Corbin and Bill Goldberg are the two microcosms of WWE. And they clearly don't give a fuck about what we're saying. They never did. But the more you see Baron Corbin, the more you see Bill Goldberg, you realize that WWE, from a creative standpoint, no longer knows what the hell they're doing. And just look, God, thank God Paul Heyman is involved in Roman Reigns, or that would be a disaster too. You know, we forget that. What a major part of that is. We've been sucking Roman Reigns' cock for about a year now, about how great he is and all that. Paul Heyman, I can't even tell you how important he is to this. And Roman Reigns is probably the only guy on the roster that's not a part-timer that you bring back simply to make money because you're not building your new stars. I'm telling you, folks, I'm predicting WWE gets sold within the next 5 years. If they go with the business plan that they're going with, in the next 5 years, WWE will be sold. Maybe even sooner, because they're trying to turn their brand of professional wrestling, and that's all it is. It's not a different entity than what AEW is doing. It's the same concept. They just overproduce it. They produce the shit out of it, and that's why they wanted to say, "Oh no, we're different." You're not fucking different. You're not. You just do it better produced than everybody else. You always have been good at that. You're better at marketing than everybody else. And you've always have been. And yes, in the heyday of WWE, it still allowed the professional wrestlers to make their magic. It still let the professional wrestlers to tell their stories. That's not happening now. And you have stupid-ass yes men like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, who's going to wave the banner of the company left and right, shit on the other company. Every time they do it, they just look like assholes. Roman, you've done a great year, but let's not forget how you were pathetically pushed and annoyed half the WWE universe. You had go away heat. You didn't have the John Cena vibe. If you did, the company would have been a lot better. And by the way, if you did, you wouldn't have needed John Cena to pull those numbers anyway. How about that? John Cena got you that number, boss. You pull that number without Cena or The Rock, let me know. You're never going to do that. You're not that good. You've never been as good as John Cena. You've never been as good as Stone Cold Steve Austin. You're not even as good as Hulk Hogan, homeboy. Maybe. You've never drawn by yourself. Hulk Hogan drew with King Kong Bundy. Hulk Hogan drew with Macho Man Randy Savage. Hulk Hogan drew with contemporaries is the point here. Contemporaries. You draw with people who already drew that already, homie. I'm giving Roman Reigns credit. I'm not trying to shit on Roman Reigns. He is the only good thing happening in WWE right now. That is it. End of list. End of list. I don't watch Raw, and I honestly fast forward SmackDown 80%. I'm not giving you my time, WWE, if you're not good. I never did, and I never will. You're in the service industry. If you're not good, I turn the fucking channel. AEW would be the same way. Now, they haven't gotten to the point where they've been that bad yet, but I'll do the same thing. I am not loyal to any wrestling company. I am loyal to my entertainment and my time. Unless I start getting a paycheck from Tony Khan or Vincent Kennedy McMahon, I am in it. Who is going to entertain me and put the best show on and give me the best professional wrestler? And I'll tell you who does it. Up and down. AEW. I haven't been this excited about professional wrestling in 20 years. And it's not because Brock Lesnar showed up with a ponytail. And it's not because Becky Lynch showed up and had to be tweeted as being part of a terrible, trending on Twitter, a terrible outcome in her match. The numbers could be, and look, WWE's doing a lot of the Donald Trump thing, where if you just acknowledge the facts that you want to acknowledge and you don't acknowledge other things, then you're not going to grow. The problem is that WWE needs to be playing the infinite game, not the finite game. Trump could play the finite game. WWE can't play the finite game. They have to play the infinite game because this company is supposed to be going forward. I never thought I'd say this, folks. And we're not on the precipice of it. It's going to be a few years. But I am of the opinion, and I'm calling it right now, by the year 2026, AEW will draw more viewers on a weekly basis than WWE. I'm saying it right now. I'm predicting it right now. 5 years. If they go in the direction that they want to go in terms of WWE, and AEW keeps on getting all the good professional wrestlers because WWE only wants the big young guys. Where's Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens going to be in a couple of years? Johnny Gargano. You think any of these guys have a shot at WrestleMania headlining? And that is why Adam Cole is leaving WWE. This has been 10 Minutes in the Valley. This is Silicon Steve Valli. Check High Spots and Cheap Pops out with Vlad the Impaler and myself later in the week. The episode should drop Friday. We want to thank you so much for listening. This is Silicon Steve Valli for High Spots and Cheap Pops and 10 Minutes in the Valley. We'll see you guys later.